Hi, I'm Tim Rock Reigns, and you're watching Eric Live on the air.
Stop the rock, can't stop the rock, you can't stop the rock. Stop the rock. Stop the rock. Stop the rock, can't stop the rock, you can't stop the rock. Can't stop the rock, you can't stop the rock, can't stop.
I mean, another guy out there right now that is obviously in some trouble is Albert.
Yeah, he's just pulling off the ball. And I think what happens is, and I think, and I've had to do it myself. I remember playing 11 years in the National League, and then all of a sudden getting traded over to the American League, and it's an adjustment. I mean, it took me half a season to kind of adjust to the pitching in the American League.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's going through now. I think eventually he's going to figure it out.
He's going to play like
Albert. He's going to be back to where he, normal 30-plus home runs, 100 RBIs, 300 hits.
Well, how did you go about getting ready for the season? Was there ever an off season for you? I mean, I assume everybody has an off season, but some people.
Well, I had an off season, but I used spring training to get ready. But I use it to kind of peak right at the end. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times, a lot of veterans, they've already made the team, so they kind of go through the motions through spring training, and then, they're not actually ready once the season starts. So, for me, I knew what I had to do during the off season. I know, when you play 23 years, you kind of figure that out.
I would hope you could figure it.
You do what you need to do to get ready for spring training. You go to spring training, you get prepared to start the season. Yeah. The season doesn't start in spring training. I think what happens a lot of times, guys are getting ready to peak at spring training, and that's what it is. Training is not games. So you kind of like go through it. I mean, it's like 6 weeks or something like that. A month and a half.
A month and a half to 2 months at most.
And that is a lot of games you play. And then you got a 162 game season, so they have to kind of get yourself in position to be healthy at opening day, and then be ready to come out of the chute, ready to go, instead of still being in spring training once you get started. Yeah. Or, I think it's tougher when you go into a new team because you got new surroundings, you got new players, and you got a new
expectations.
League. You got a new league. So, when you're in one league, you know all the pitchers in that league.
Yeah.
But when you go to another league, you're gonna start seeing guys you've never seen before. You don't know how they're gonna come at you. So you're used to the guys that have been coming at you for the last 4 or 5 years. Yeah. Now it's a whole new team of pitchers. Yeah. So, like I said, I mean, he's slumping right now. I just think that he's trying to do a little bit too much. He's trying to, every at bat now, he think one hit is going to get him up to 300. It's going to take a lot of hits. Yeah. So, I mean, right now, mentally, he's going to have to say, okay, I got off to a bad start, so let me just kind of work my way back instead of trying to be back tomorrow. Yeah. I start working on, okay, maybe I didn't get any hits today, tomorrow, I'll come out and see what I can do and stop. Obviously, he got a lot of money, so there's going to be
$240 million.
There's going to be a lot of pressure from people outside the game, and as players, you try not to let that bother you, but it's hard not to because he's probably the best player that I've seen in a long time.
Do you think he's the best player in the game?
Well, not this year.
Well,
but over the past 10 years, he's the best player.
Yeah. Do you think there's even a close second?
No one has done what he's done. They're still playing. Up until now, there's no one other than maybe A-Rod. Have done the things that they've done. A-Rod was here, obviously before him, but guys that are playing right now, there's really A-Rod's the only guy that come close to doing anything that he's done.
What did you do to get out of your slumps?
Butt's good. See, some guys.
But you
can
had
bunt.
speed, so.
Some guys can bunt. I mean, it's according to the player. You know, I think for me, and looking at it now, you know, after playing as many years as I've played, I think the keys in getting out of slumps is start, you know, maybe getting some walks or seeing a lot more pitches.
Yeah.
Usually when you're in a slump, you're pulling off the ball. You're trying to hit the ball, you know, you're trying to pull the ball all the time. I think when guys go in a slump, keys is to start trying to hit the ball the other way. And then once you got, you know, you start feeling it, then you can start hitting it wherever you want to hit it. And I think the longer you let the ball travel, the better chance you have. I think when you're in a slump, you're going out to get the ball, and a lot of times it's not there when you try and get it. So anticipating, thinking too much, you know, thinking with the pitchers a lot of times. I think a lot of times guys go up there thinking with the pitcher, and a lot of times you're not always right when you, okay, I'm thinking fastball and I got to throw the breaker ball, but I swing at it anyway.
Yeah.
So for me, having a plan. I mean, I think a lot of times guys just go up there swinging the bat, hoping that they hit it out of the park. Other than going over there with some type of plan, you know, I'm gonna look fastball away, and if I get it, I hit the right field.
Yeah.
But if then they throw me a changeup, then maybe I pull it. But I'm not trying to pull the ball. And I think when you stop trying to pull the ball, because it doesn't happen. I mean, it happens naturally. But when we trying to create pulling the ball, that's when we run into some trouble.